Hello, I'm Andrew G. Marshall and welcome to this video to introduce a member of my Marshall Method Therapist team. This is John and we're going to be talking today about the benefits of arguing. Now, are there benefits to arguing? Because they're not really very nice things, arguments, are they?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. They can be very repetitive and cause people to lose hope that they can really communicate. But there are some benefits and they can be difficult to identify. But one of the main benefits is that people are normally trying to communicate a valid need that they have.
What do you mean by a valid need?
Well, there's something hidden within this argument and they tend to turn up again and again in repetition. There's a theme. Something this person wants to get across, something that's a lot deeper maybe than the subject matter that's being discussed.
But if actually somebody's shouting at you, it's rather difficult to hear those themes and those messages, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's really where working with people, where we come in to help that part of the argument decrease and help them to be able to find the words to describe maybe what they're feeling, and the feelings are very important.
Because we also deal with couples that actually don't argue enough and that everything's actually buried. What can be the benefits of arguing for these people?
Well, they actually get to find out maybe what their valid needs are and they get to communicate them to their partner. Now, the benefit of that is if a partner can hear it, understand it, and have some level of empathy, there's a connection that's created.
Now, one of the things I always think is that arguing is actually a very intimate thing to do. You've actually got to have some kind of connection with somebody to have a proper argument with them. But we tend to think that arguing is bad. How do you actually get over that stereotype about arguing?
Well, maybe by looking at that, maybe trying to understand why someone would believe having an argument is a bad thing.
And where do these messages come from? These
messages really come from very early in life. They would be in the environments we're surrounded with in childhood that give us these messages of, well, no, you don't speak up, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that. So we learn very early on that if we take a risk and say what we want, there may be dire consequences. So we may learn the message, just put up with things, stay quiet, safer.
And what do you think is the difference between having the argument at home and having the argument in our office?
I think one of the main differences is, and this is really what we work to do, is to create a safe environment. So there's almost like stabilizers for the relationship, like you would have on a bike.
Yeah.
That you can try something different here because somebody's ready to catch you when you might take the stabilizers off and fall over.
And if one person is actually being overwhelmed, you can offer support there.
Absolutely, yes. We can intervene, offer support, maybe ask the other person just to slow down a little bit, or could they hold that there, to give time, because this is an emotional process and people need time to have their emotions.
And it's also really useful to be able to get an outside opinion on what's happening in your argument, so that actually you're getting the message played back to you so you can actually understand what's happening in your arguments. And if you'd like to find out more about how to argue in a positive way, a way that actually solves issues rather than sets up a whole new set of issues to argue about, you can find out more about therapy and more about counselling with Marshall Method Therapy by going to the box that's underneath this video. I do hope that you will join us and that we can be of help to you.